Well, listeners, you didn't hear what I just heard, but that was some of the least in sync clapping I've ever heard in my life, which is just amazing. Oh, God bless podcasting over Skype. Hello, one and all. And I'm introing this one, even though it's an even-numbered episode, because Mark is not with us. He's not dead, but he's going to be about 10 minutes or so, but we're getting started. So, welcome to episode 444 of Film Bastards. My name is Ian Loring, and as always, I'm joined by...
Becky Foster. Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello. No wondering who says "and" this time round, like last time. But also joining us this week,
Jordan.
the man who puts the run into Run DMC, the 5K king, a man I'm incredibly proud of for getting through the Couch to 5K program and absolutely rinsing it with a pace which is just fucking great. Admiral Arthouse himself, Jordan Mcgrath. Say hello, Jordan.
Thank you kindly.
Absolutely. We have got a couple of main reviews for you this week. Scheduling WTFs basically precluded us from doing the show that would usually come out around about the time that we're recording this on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. We are going to review it, but I think the main review this week, because, you know, everybody's fucking talked about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, but do you know what people haven't been talking about? Oh, shit. Well, fuck. All right, we're going to be talking about it as well. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
It's a multiverse double bill.
It is a multiverse double bill. I pressed the button on my headset thingy, and somehow I've got a banana dick. I don't know how, but it's yellow, and it's not quite big enough for me to eat the banana-y goodness inside. But I don't know. It might be more tolerable for those concerned, or she concerned, I should say. Sorry. Who else would it be? Jesus Christ. Oh wow, Becky, you said this introduction was going to be all right,
Smooth and everything's what I expected, but here we are.
How fucking wrong were you? Wowee. Right, so we're going to be talking about them. I think there's some probably some movie news, some big trailers to talk about. We got some what we've been watching. We got Twitter questions. It's gonna be a packed one. It's gonna be busy, and then after that, we've got to do the next part of our Patreon show, which you can get at patreon.com/filmbastards for $2 a month. How's that for a fucking segue? Where we are continuing on as we hurtle towards the end of our I'd Buy That for a Bastard marathon, looking at the English language films of Paul Verhoeven, and we are taking on his subversive space Nazis classic Starship Troopers. That is going to be a treat. So, we are also a Pod Syndicate podcast. Do you know what else is a Pod Syndicate podcast? Jordan's. Isn't it, Jord?
It is. It's called His Film, Her Movie.
It is. His Film, Her Movie. It's available for your ear holes to be engorged over, as is the Iron sequel, Chinstroker versus Panther. Panther. Chinstroker versus Punter.
What the fuck, Ian?
The rewatch project. I'm just gonna fucking steer into the skid.
I've just opened up the questions for Bastards on Twitter, and I don't really understand why, but Angel Delight is trending.
What?
Angel Delight, the delicious dessert, is trending on Twitter in 2022. Very strange.
Yeah, let's see what people say.
I thought you meant with regards to our Twitter questions. Right, George, you need to find that out and report back.
Will do.
Okay, good. Let's talk some movie news. We'll do the traditional schedule because we spent quite a lot of time just chatting stuff before we started, so Mark's actually going to be back shortly. What movie news have we got? There's probably been some, but it just you got Cannes starting this week, so it feels like everything's a bit canny. It's not movie news, but the Depp versus Heard trial has been completely demolished by the Rooney versus Vardy trial for me. I'm finding that incredibly entertaining. But that's if you're not in the UK, Google it. It's fucking great. It's in Davy Jones's locker. I don't know who Davy Jones is. Just incredible scenes. George, you've got your finger on the pulse of Hollywood.
You're going to ask me what movie... I don't even look at new movie news anymore, pal. I have actually no idea what's happening at any point.
This is great. I feel like we're missing something huge.
I've got Screen Rant up at the moment, but it's all concept art, and I don't really care.
Do you know what? Then fuck it. Nah, let's just move on.
Say that. Fred Ward died.
Oh. Fred Ward did die. What a fucking shame that was. Like in early 70s as well, wasn't he?
Well, 79, so late 70s.
Oh, was he 79?
Yeah.
Oh, well, in that case, he's dust.
It's one of those things, though.
I don't mean that.
It could be actually a discussion which isn't movie news, and sorry to railroad the podcast, but especially going to Starship Troopers and things like that, do we have, I think Fred Ward really came in the 80s and 90s as like one of the character actors, and it's something I think we're lacking nowadays, is like really recognisable character actors, and it's a shame.
Well, yeah, quite. That's a bloody good point. I suppose the closest that we've probably got at the moment is somebody like Jesse Plemons.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's too many hot people in films now. There aren't enough distinctive.
Yeah. There's no Steve Buscemi's out there, is there?
No weird faces.
No, exactly.
No weird faces.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, fantastic intro to the podcast, that, Mark. Well done.
No weird faces.
Hello, everybody.
There he is.
We've been tracking you on Find iPhone.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Me driving way too fast home.
Oh, is that what you were doing?
No.
What about your Daniel Radcliffe's? Would he count?
No, because he's not a weird-looking guy, is he?
I mean, he is a weird-looking guy.
But you could still like...
He's kind of weird.
He's a leading man as well, really. He's Radcliffe nowadays.
But not anymore, though. He's moved away from it, hasn't he?
That guy, is it who played his cousin in it, who is a weird-looking one? Henry Melling, is it? Something like that?
Oh, the fat one that's not fat anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a weird-looking fucker, but you can still see him doing a Burberry advert.
Yeah.
But it's like Benedict Cumberbatch is a fucking weird-looking guy.
He looks like his head's been run over.
He look. Do you know what Benedict Cumberbatch looks a little bit like? Like a skinny version of when Homer Simpson eats that amazingly sour ball.
Oh wow, we.
But yeah, even funny-looking fuckers get to be leading men nowadays. So where's the line?
Because, I mean, that's it. It's like Adam Driver. Donna used to call him Justin Long Gone Wrong, as I think I said on the show maybe last week.
Which is one of the greatest things I've ever heard.
Yeah, I know. It's fantastic, isn't it? But that's the thing. It's just like these weird-looking guys are also hot.
Yep.
Or they're just not in films anymore.
Yeah. That guy, what's his name? From the... those horror films that the three of that we quite liked last year.
Costas Mandylor from the Saw franchise.
You on about the Fear Street one?
Yes, Fear Street. What's his name?
Fred Hedeker.
Yes. See, he's a weird-looking guy, but again, you could see him doing a Burberry campaign.
Yeah, you could.
Because you don't actually have to be... You just have to be able to make you look attractive.
That's it, though, isn't it? It's like, for example, it's like Adam Driver is like the hottest thing right now, but he's a weird looking guy. It's like I'm looking at an image here. It's like you can't see Forrest Whitaker doing a Burberry advert, can you? Like back in the pomp of Good Morning Vietnam. But Adam Driver, who's a weird looking guy, yeah, put him in like a nice shirt. He'll sell you perfume.
Yeah.
He can wear the fuck out of some clothes though. He's tall and rangy, isn't he? So like you don't. But he's not a bad looking guy. He's just a weird looking guy. And I can never think about how he looks without thinking of that one cat.
But it's not even down to males. It's females as well, and it's like, where's the next Marcia Gay Harden? Where's the next?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that everybody is just so like CW'd.
It's almost like supporting actors are the bees of films, where it's just like you don't necessarily think that the whole ecosystem's going to collapse because of them, but it could. If there were no more distinctive character actors, I mean, not supporting actors, if there were no more character actors, could it actually have the effect of just somehow killing the industry like bees could precipitate the end of the world?
It'll just mean that the Best Supporting Actor nomination, Academy Award, will always go to somebody like a leading man or a leading lady that was never good enough to actually win an Oscar, a Best Actress or Actor.
Right, Bex has just helped me out with the cat thing. What the fuck?
Have you never seen the Adam Driver?
Let me just share that. Said that to Jord as well. I know. Have a bang on that, Jord.
It's uncanny.
That's good.
I mean, that's something else, that is. Alright, well that filled up some time.
The only other thing I saw
While my
is
dog barks.
Christopher Walken has joined Dune Part 2 as Emperor Shaddam for...
Oh, what the fuck's happening down there? Sorry, guys. Look, I'm just going to close the door. Whatever's happening down there, they can sort it out. Yeah, that's exciting, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
It's a proper fucking left field choice, but that could be spectacular.
I'm really excited for the sequel.
I'm excited for them to release the IMAX framing version of Dune Part 1 on iTunes or 4K to commemorate the release of Part 2, because that fucker needs that fucking framing. There's so much.
It does.
Screen. Yeah, fucking right. Right, let's talk some trailers. So, I'm going to start off with one. Anybody see the trailer for Resurrection?
Yeah.
No, I've not yet. Is that the one? Ian, how erect were you during it?
Very. I mean, Jesus, like that. Yeah.
It's your kink.
Now, yeah, that was a noise. Sorry. This film, when it played Sundance, was getting an awful lot of "this reminds me of Possession" talk, and then you watch this trailer, and it's just like, wow, they're really not they're really burying the lead here, aren't they? Like, you would not watch this trailer and go, oh yeah, this feels like a trailer for something that's like Possession at all. Not at all. I mean, I'm up for it, but Rebecca Hall is just a absolute yes please to absolutely every facet of my life, so I'm not surprised. Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, after the Night House, is it? The Night House?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, the Night House. God, just talk to me passive-aggressively, Rebecca Hall, please. Christ.
Parent-teacher days would be interesting, wouldn't they? You'd enjoy those.
Do what, sorry?
Parent-teacher evenings. If she was Lottie's teacher, you'd have to go on your own.
You'd be like, Lottie, do shit in school.
I wouldn't be allowed to go. George was going to say some stuff. Sorry.
So, no, I mean after the Night House, like Rebecca Hall's performance in that was superb, but it seems to have that same energy, that same manic thriller energy as that. So I'm up for that. And then it's just when it does cut to Tim Roth, just the way he delivers the line that he delivers, it is. Tim Roth is really, really great when he can get to play weirdos, and this just seems to be a little bit off kilter. And yeah, I'm here for it.
I'll have to get back.
Hell yeah!
Is it a trailer or a
yeah? I mean,
teaser?
it may as well be a teaser. Like, honestly, there's only so much I know about that film, but it is just like people say it's really kind of like fucked up, and you would not get that from this at all. I mean, I'm not going mad there, am I, George?
No, all you get from it is that it's probably going to be intense. Like the actual her reaction to seeing the Tim Roth character, you understand that there's something there. There's a mystery going to be unravelled, and that there's a real anxiety-ridden tenseness to it. But other than that, it doesn't tell you out.
Yeah. Very, very excited for Resurrection. What else have we got, guys? Anyone got anything? Obviously, there's like a couple, one or two big ones, but what have we got?
Hustle.
I didn't fucking catch this. The Adam Sandler basketball one.
Yeah. I really like the look of it.
I really like the look of it. Yeah.
Is like he plays a basketball scout, finds some people, but. I mean, Adam Sandler in dramatic roles, although it does look like it's got a little bit of comedy, but it's going to be a bit more of a drama there. But what I like about it is when you've got like a sports drama film, having actual people who are involved in the sport within it, it's like I think the guy who he actually scouts is Juancho Hernan Gomez, who is an actual NBA player, and Boban Marjanovic, who plays for the Mavs, is in it as well. He plays this big Serbian guy. But I like it when they... It's like having... He's Got Game. Like, having Jesus.
Have you ever seen the Nick Nolte film, Blue Chips?
Do you know what? I haven't.
Do you know what? I think you would fucking love that. Shaq's in it. But like when he was just coming through as a basketball player, and he's in it playing. It's basically about how college ball players are recruited, and it's a really good movie.
It will go on the list.
I think you would very much dig it.
1994, absolutely. Cool, but not yet. It also looks. I mean, check it out. It's you got Ben Foster in a sort of a sinister role as well, which is when he's Ben Foster playing a dickhead, never not fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's an intense young man, isn't he? Fucking hell. So we fucking talk about this then. The Red Band trailer for Crimes of the Future.
Yeah.
I just... Do I have to?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's not me saying it. I kind of feel like you do have to. But, yeah, you're not going to have fun with that.
I don't think I am. I
think you're going to go... I think you're going to come out of it and go, yeah, that's a great film. I never want to watch it again. I want to have my memory of everything that happened in it other than it was great scrubbed.
Thanks, David. I hate it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the most predefined thanks I hate it of the year for me.
Oh, dear.
I'm glad you guys are looking forward to it. I mean, I don't know. It looks impressive.
It does, and I think it looks Cronenberg as well. And don't get me wrong, I like later age Cronenberg. I like A History of Violence, and I like Eastern Promises. But just him going back to that body horror stuff is, I cannot wait. And the fact that it comes out next month is wonderful. We don't have to wait like 8 months. It's coming out in June.
Yeah, that's it. I was looking at it going, oh yeah, it looks really good, but fucking hell, I'm going to see it like next February. And then Sora was like, oh no wait, no, I'm going to see it next month. Brilliant.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah, can't wait.
You've got to watch Naked Lunch again, by the way.
Icky. Yeah, I'm going to try and get Naked Lunch done because I've not watched it in a long time. And I've not watched it sober or not under the influence in an even longer time.
There were 2 things wrong with that title. Sorry. I mean, maybe just as painful to watch. The remake of Father of the Bride.
I haven't watched this one yet.
I haven't watched this either.
Father of the Bride's a really good film. As a type of film it is is very fun.
This looks fun, but just cheap somehow.
Cheap is the word. Sorry.
The thing is, it looks really cheap, and then you're looking at it going, do you really need the money this much, Andy?
Yeah. I mean, at least it looks like they're trying to kind of do something a bit different with it.
Which is fine, but again, I don't get Andy Garcia's career arc.
Yeah.
Because he is a good actor. He's never had a period where he's been a bad actor or anything like that. He doesn't even appear to have had a period of his career where, you know, his private life hit the skids or anything like that. He was never box office gold, so he's no longer box office gold. He's always been a supporting character actor.
Mm.
So why does he do these mad, weird films all the time? Why isn't he in things? Why isn't he in, like, Dune and things like that?
Well, yeah. Maybe he don't want to be. Maybe he
But
wants to be in.
that's the only thing I can think that he doesn't want to be. That he likes doing stuff like this, which is fine. But it just seems like a weird career choice to him. It seems like a choice rather than something he's having to do, and that's what feels weird about it.
For me, it's films like this trying to remake them. Yeah, you're going to have to do something different because when the original Father of the Bride was written, it was engineered for Steve Martin. It was engineered for his neurosis and for his style of comedy, and just to see him unravel. Whereas they're trying to take that template and put it. I mean, Andy Garcia. I watched the trailer, so I don't know if it's a comedy or if it's more of a drama or if it's whatever. But if it is a comedy, Andy Garcia, I haven't really seen him be funny. I've seen him have little jokes here or there, but to have that same style of film, you can't have it with that actor replacing Steve Martin because Steve Martin is a good actor, but he's near enough always Steve Martin. But that's why we love it. It's like Eddie Murphy.
He's a good actor. He's an incredible comedian.
Yes.
I think it's interesting that because obviously the original was very much against the backdrop of the whole like nuclear family, whereas this is against the backdrop of a bit more of a dysfunctional, bigger family, like extended family, if that makes sense. So I don't know, I just think it's, at least they're trying to do something different with it rather than just beat for beat. You know, at least it's not West Side Story.
I mean, I'll pretend I didn't hear that. But,
no, but you know what I mean, at least they've not done like the Psycho remake, for example. They've not just gone, right, let's just make this with someone else. It is like a different vibe to it.
It just feels like filler.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't necessarily look like it's been made by anyone who's got a particular passion to do it, and Warner's obviously don't have much passion for it because it's just going to be the film that premieres on HBO Max that week.
It's content. It's not a movie. It's content.
Yeah,
Again, with films like this, you've got, even if you're going to do something different with it, you've got to have somebody who's going to bring something different to it. It's like, my example of that would be Footloose.
Great example.
Like Craig Brewer brought so much to that, that film, and I love the remake of Footloose. I think it's such a decent movie, but it's like Craig Brewer's an interesting filmmaker, and the fact that Footloose is there in his filmography is kind of weird. I mean, Hustle and Flow, Black Snake Moan, and then his next film was Footloose. It's so interesting.
Anyway, we'll probably talk about it at some point down the line. I can't imagine it's going to be a main review unless... Actually, no, I'm not going to say that. I don't want to wish that upon the world. Sorry. Okay, so I think I've only got one more, which is the big one. So has anyone else got any trailers?
No, I think just the big one.
I don't even know what the big one is.
Yeah, you do.
Actually, I think I may have. What else did I watched one for Cha Real Smooth.
Is this the Dakota Johnson?
Yeah.
How does this look? It's on Apple TV next month, I think.
I liked it. It looks very much like your millennial trying to sort their lives out but can't because of what the society and because of the economy and things like that. But it looks charming. The guy who made it made a film called Shithouse, which is supposed to be quite good, which I'm going to check out before watching this. But no, I enjoy the trailer. It looks quite charming and kind of heartfelt.
Nice. Yeah, Apple TV mid-June, that one. So I'm sure we'll talk about that on the show.
Does she play them? Just reading the synopsis. Does she play the mother in it, or
she does? Yeah.
When did this transition happen, where Dakota Johnson's just mum in stuff? She went from being fucking what's her name in 50 Shades, and now she's just playing mums in stuff. And I don't care for it. It's raising the bar too far for mums. It's not fair.
It's because Chris Martin's got like a real predilection for seeing her play young mums, and she just needs to satiate his desire.
Fair enough.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. Well played, Chris.
I forgot she was dating Chris Martin.
Oh, I mean, it is spectacularly well played, Chris.
Yeah.
He's really punching there, isn't he?
I mean, Chris Martin's fucking hit list is pretty fucking tight, I must admit. I mean, he's hitting Mayer levels of fives.
At least Mayer's like A, talented, and B, not bad to look at.
Yeah. I mean, Martin's rocking some. What is it? Yeah.
You imagine Don Johnson meeting him for the first time and just like what he must have made of him.
Apparently, the first time he met him, he told him that his band were a shitty U2, and U2 were really shit.
Nice. So basically, what
Great.
everyone wanted to say to Chris Martin for a long time.
He's like, yeah, I listen to your records. You're like a shitty U2, and U2 are shit.
That's really good. I really hope that's true.
And what are you going to say to Don Johnson? Fuck you. He'd just laugh and go, maybe, and then just walk off.
Yeah.
And am I right in saying that it's Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith? She's Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith's kid.
Yes.
And Melanie Griffiths used to be with Antonio Banderas at some point.
Antonio Banderas is Dakota Johnson says that he very much is my stepdad.
What a fucking wild world that is. It's like the fact that Stanley Tucci and John Krasinski are kind of like brother-in-laws.
Yeah.
Like, that's a fucking weird one.
Tippi Hedren's her grandmother as well, isn't she?
Sorry, say again.
Tippi Hedren's Dakota Johnson's grandmother.
Fucking hell.
Because, of course, she's Melanie Griffith's mum. And the one that always gets me is... what's his name who played Albert in Twin Peaks?
Albert Rosenfeld.
Miguel Ferrer?
Yeah, Miguel Ferrer and George Clooney as stepbrothers.
Yeah,
and grew up together, like in the same house.
Oh,
and his stepbrothers that are like brothers. It's like just the randomness of these things.
Fucking hell. I mean, I'd much rather talk about that than probably talk about the main trailer for the week.
But let's
talk. Let's talk about it. George, how fucking excited are you to return to Pandora? It better be a lot, given how much you fucking bomb Avatar.
See, I enjoy Avatar. I actually do like the spectacle of it, but it's madness that it's been longer between Avatar and Avatar 2 than it was between Titanic and Avatar.
Titanic and Avatar 2. Yeah,
it's crazy. But the trailer didn't really tell us anything. And the hilarious thing, I actually watched like a side-by-side cut between the teaser of Avatar 1 and the teaser of Avatar 2. And like the first like minute are basically identical shots. It's weird, but never write off James Cameron. That's all I'm going to say is... If you spend 12 years doing something, then it's got to have something about it. Either that may not be story, but it's going to deliver an experience. And that's all I think is that it's going to look or it's going to do something mad because a person who is as inventive and as good as a storyteller as James Cameron is, 12 years is a long time to tweak it. Now, hopefully he hasn't tweaked it too much, but I'm holding out hope. However, my interest in Pandora has waned just because of the length of time it has been since... It's 12 years. But the fact is, it's not even like they came back and like announced a sequel like 2 years ago. It's been in development for 12 years, so we always knew it's coming, but the fact it's taken so long, the expectation, I think, will either be huge or we'll find out what happened to the audience that actually like got like $2.8 billion worth of cinema tickets back in 2009. I mean, it is that long ago that I think we were like mid-heroes when we actually reviewed it, and that's been finished a long, long time.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of feels like another fucking lifetime, you know, that Avatar was a thing that was about and discussed, and it's just the fact that the cinematic landscape has changed so profoundly during that time, where now big blockbuster shit is the stuff that keeps the engine chugging, and it's I don't know, it's like I wonder if like the cinema audiences of today will get on with Pandora, or whether there will be people who will find problems with it, both on either the left or the right, or maybe both.
Well, the thing is, Avatar didn't make its money because of it being a great story or anything like that. It made its money because of it was the spectacle, and that's how Cameron sold it. It's also how Cameron sold Titanic, was the spectacle of look at what I've done, and that's how he sold a lot of his movies throughout the years. You know, there was literally, I think there was a point from Aliens, which was 86, that every movie Cameron made up until Avatar, was at the time the most expensive movie ever made. And they all went through. Titanic had, the spectacle, and he got lucky with the stars as well. Not pure lucky, he picked them very well, etc. The only thing is now is he's trying to sell spectacle in the middle of everything spectacle. And it looks fucking hideous.
Wow.
It is grotesque how hideous it looks.
Ugly, innit?
But don't bet against Cameron, because he doesn't have to make a good film, he just has to make a lot of money. Don't bet against Cameron, and do not bet against Uncle Vin.
That's right, Uncle Vin's in it. I forgot about that.
Don't bet against Uncle Vin.
I'm still not going to watch it.
I know you're not going to watch it because you've not watched Avatar.
No.
But, yeah.
Look, I'll give it a go. It'll be coming out like the week before Christmas, and I'll probably be in the mood to be transported for a few hours. Well, even though then again, I'll say that I was exactly the same with the first one, and it was probably the biggest disappointment I've had in the cinema in my fucking life. So, and even rewatches afterwards, I've made my peace with Avatar more through realising that, films aren't the only thing in my life. Grow the fuck up as much as anything else. We'll see. The fact that, there's another 3 of these after does, worry me profoundly. But
when the 5th one literally lands on fucking Disney Plus on a Tuesday in 2024.
It's weird as well, because I watched an interview, it must have been either the start of the year or the end of last year, between James Cameron and Denis Villeneuve, and there was a half-hour discussion between them, and how he was talking about the scheduling and how they had to shoot parts of Part 4 this time because the kids would age out of their roles because it was going to take so long. It's just other than Boyhood, but Boyhood was an experiment as well. It's the amount of money that's gone into these things, and it's such a it's weird to say that once a sequel to what was once the biggest grossing film of all time is a gamble, but it massively is.
Yeah, but the potential ROI on this motherfucker is just something else. Return on investment.
Yeah.
It could be fucking spectacular, and just the whole you need to see it in the cinema thing, like they did for the first one. You could see that effectively done. It's just you'll get people in that first time, but will they go again and again like they did for the first one?
That's the thing, yeah.
Because we're in a day and age where Doctor Strange, even with a nearly over 2/3 drop in the US weekend on weekend, is up to around 700 million worldwide. So
wow,
these, which is mad.
Fucking great.
Yeah, but the audience is there for that.
Don't bet against Cameron. Do not bet against Cameron. But it isn't going to do 2.8 billion like what is it is. It just isn't.
I don't want
but it'll
to
do
really
$1 billion.
hope it fails because that's bad karma. But the hubris of waiting this long to release the sequel annoys me.
My prediction about Avatar 2, Weight of Water or whatever it's called.
Way off.
Yeah, The Weight of Water is that Sean Penn and Elizabeth Hurley movie.
Oh, I thought that was the fish fucking movie. What's that then?
Shape of Water.
Oh, okay.
The Shape of Water.
It's a fucking weird trilogy, isn't it?
It could literally be the first film where if it grosses $1.2 billion,
as soon as
that would be a massive disappointment. What the fuck?
It is. It could be one of the weirdest movies that makes money but is considered a flop.
It's fascinating. I mean, like I'm intrigued enough for the fucking box office nerdery of it alone.
Yeah.
But between that and the Shazam sequel, I know which one I'm more looking forward to watching around Christmas. I'll say that. Apparently they're going to re-release Avatar in cinemas in like September or October, and I'll be honest, I didn't see it in IMAX the first time round, so I'll probably give it a poke on IMAX 3D. That could be fun, and that'll be the way that I'll watch this one. You know, like I'll try and go for the most optimal way to sink myself into the way of water, and we'll see how it goes. If this fucking thing is 3 hours long, though, I swear to God,
it will be. It will be. It'll be two and a half hours plus.
I'd laugh my ass off though if all these sequels come out and they were all like 88 minutes long.
They're a tight 88 minutes.
Yeah, he's just basically made 2 fucking 3-hour movies and releasing it as 4 sequels.
He's just pocketed like 150 million with 300 budget. Just
76 minutes.
That'd be fucking. but Disney would be all over that. It'd be like, we can show it how many times a day. Oh wow, right. Okay, let's move on. So let's warm up our multiverse double bill. Let's talk some Strange. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is directed by Sam Raimi and stars Benedict Cumberbatch, Elizabeth Olsen, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Benedict Wong, Xochitl Gomez. Is that actually how you pronounce it?
I was actually hoping Mark was hosting this episode to just so he could say her.
Yeah, I'm glad that Ian was doing this, because literally when the credits came up at the end of Doctor Strange, and obviously we were still sat there because we had to watch the What Is It, I looked and went, shit, I've got to try and pronounce that in like a week.
Yeah, Sochi.
Sochi it is.
That's not what I
Cool, Xochitl Gomez.
What?
I'd have gone Xochitl.
Sochi it is.
Yeah, fair
Let's move on. And Rachel McAdams, who actually has a bigger part in this than I thought she was fucking going to. I'll say that. Even though the with Michael Stuhlbarg is incredible billing. I mean, wow. Right, okay, so Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. IMDb says Dr. Stephen Strange casts a forbidden spell that opens the doorway to the multiverse, including alternate versions of himself, whose threat to humanity is too great for the combined forces of Strange, Wong, and Wanda Maximoff. That's not what happens.
No, but they've clearly tried to misdirect with the trailer and stuff, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, but the film's out now. IMDb could actually tell you what the film's about. Yeah, Wanda Maximoff's the bad guy.
Nice.
Yeah, this is what I love about IMDb plot synopsis. It's often they're just nowhere near what the actual film's about.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's, yeah. So, yeah, Wanda is the bad guy. She's trying to get America Sanchez, played by Xochitl Gomez, for reasons, and Doctor Strange protects her, and they go into loads of different multiverses. There you go. So, yeah, a very messing about with what your expectations are of this film in the marketing, I must say, even though, to be honest, if anybody had watched WandaVision and saw the post-credits bit at the end of WandaVision, it was a little bit, why is she good again then? Because it kind of seemed like something rough was going to happen. I like that the film, I was surprised that the film didn't bait and switch you for that long, though. It's literally that one scene, and by the end of that scene, Strange has figured her out. So that was something, at least. But, Jord, as our non-regular participant on the show, let's start with you. What were your thoughts on Doctor Strange 2?
Well, there's some little moments in Doctor Strange that I enjoy. Some of the pure Raimi madness of it, but it doesn't help it enough in what is probably the weakest installment in the MCU in quite some time for me. And I know there was rumours that of like a near 3-hour cut of this film, and you can feel it. You can palpably feel things being cut out to try and streamline it, and because there's something about the narrative and the pacing that felt really off about this, and it always seems to be on the cusp of something big happening, but then heads into a different direction, and yeah, it's a weird one for me because you've got Strange, which I mean I enjoyed the first Doctor Strange movie, but this seems to get a little bit lost in itself, and not only that, I just feel it's all a bit empty, and it's just maybe like a shiny hollow ball, and like you've got also like the character of America Chavez, like she is a character of zero personality and is only there as a human meatbag of a MacGuffin to try and keep the plot moving along, and doesn't really give you. I mean, there's a little bit of fan service, and I feel like a hypocrite when I actually say this point, and that is that, like No Way Home, I really got irked and bored by the constant theorising of who was going to be in this, how many cameos, etc. we were going to see. But after what we got, I think there should have been more scattered throughout. Because it just seemed like, oh, we're doing this, and then it was a set piece, and it was like, oh, okay, well, what did that really add? It didn't really add anything. It wasn't that fun.
It's very empty, isn't it? But I think that is symptomatic of what we have been saying for a while now about the Marvel movies, which is they just don't know where the fuck they're going. There's too many possibilities and too few possibilities at the same time. So a lot of the well-loved characters that have been built up have gone. The new shit hasn't landed well. Eternals wasn't well received. Shang-Chi didn't do as well as it probably should have done, or that they wanted it to do. And it always felt previously, like in the last phase, it always felt like it knew where it was going, and it was tracked. And then you'd watch a film and you'd go, fucking hell, that's a callback to that 2 movies ago. And there's none of that now. It's so piecemeal.
Yeah, I mean, the whole kind of multiverse thing. I know it's a big thing in comic books. But when it comes to
fucking comic books,
those comic books from the Russians.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's what they're doing. They're seeding all these ideas in to try and make things creatively bankrupt, the bastards. But no, I mean, it when it comes to film and TV, it's just like I don't know. Unless you were just insanely invested in a specific character. So it's like Captain Carter. Cool. You know, like people wanted that, and, you know, there was always the sense that Hayley Atwell got kind of fucked over, and Agent Carter was well liked and cancelled after 2 seasons. You know, but then it's like that comes in. It's like, for what? Okay, cool. And she's dead. You know, the Lashana Lynch being Captain Marvel. I mean, right, okay, and now she's dead. That whole Illuminati section was some of the most just fucking leaden, depressing. Is this what we have now? Is it?
The only bright spot in that whole section was Reed Richards. I thought he was good.
But it's just a bit boring, though, isn't it? I will use an Ianism for this. It was a little bit, here's your John Krasinski as Reed Richards, your shit munchers. It was that.
Yeah.
And it felt a little bit like that. What would have been better is if it wasn't fucking him. It was like somebody more interesting.
Yeah.
Even though, I mean, when he was revealed, the guy behind me, I do think had an orgasm.
Fuck's sake.
But it's just like, for example, No Way Home, having people coming from other films and cameos, etc., it was part of the plot, it was part of the story, it was part of that the moral arc within the actual...
And people have a connection with them as well.
Yeah.
And then, like, okay, John Krasinski's Reed Richards, cool. So we may or may not see him in a film in a couple of years' time. Oh my giddy aunt. Who cares? And the thing is, I don't think Raimi particularly cares either, because those sequences are shot like shit.
Yeah.
It's come out that Elizabeth Olsen is like, I've never met John Krasinski in my life.
I've never met that man. I've met his wife, but I've never met that man.
I've never met that man is the quote. I mean, it's a fucking amazing quote. And it's just all this piecemeal stuff, and then it's just all comped together. And the thing is, I mean, obviously I'll go to Mark and Becky in a minute, but like the rest of the film, I'm not in love with the film, but I thought the rest of the film was better than this section.
Yeah.
This section was just so fucking... like Mark said, here you go, you shit munchers. Here's something to get fucking excited about. Nom, 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 nom. It's so fucking boring. And this is all the stuff that drives all the social media traffic now. And it worked with No Way Home. And I could see them double downing on this. But also, to be fair, I wouldn't want them to double down on more Eternals either. So I don't even know what the fuck I want out of the MCU at the moment. But it's not Eternals, and it's not really Multiverse of Madness. There was another aspect of this film that really fucked me off, but I'll get to that. Bex, what did you think of the thing overall?
Pretty much the same as you guys have said, really. I enjoyed the bits that were quite evidently just pure Raimi bits. Zombie Doctor Strange was kind of funny. It was frustrating because the thing that looked really fun and interesting from the trailers was exploring the other universes, but it was literally like a clip show of that, and then they just went to that one, and so that was disappointing. I feel like they did the whole Wanda character bit a bit of a disservice, to be honest, considering, you know, you're supposed to be emotionally invested in these characters, and if you've watched WandaVision, you've watched the journey that she's had in that, and it's a TV series about grief and loss and how much pain she's in, and it's just reduced in this to something happened, she's a baddie now. And the one bit that you see that calls back to that is like a couple of seconds where she's trapped in a cage in Scarlet Witch's brain, in a cave, in Scarlet Witch's brain. So I found it just really reductive. But at the same time, I've watched WandaVision. I was fine. I think that would have been fairly incomprehensible if you hadn't. Or you'd definitely get an awful lot less out of it. I mean, you had to keep sort of leaning over and whispering questions to me.
A couple of times, yeah. I put connective tissue together, but had I not been able to confirm
it, yeah,
then I would have been a bit like, this. I am now guessing what's going on here.
Yeah.
And I managed to confirm by going, so did that blah, blah, blah.
the first one was good, though, who were those children?
Yeah.
But I just, and that element of it, as much as I had a decent enough time with the film, it was fun, I didn't come out feeling like super disappointed. The more I think about it, the more that element of it pisses me off, because I haven't watched any of the other TV series. I'm not going to watch any of the other TV series because they don't appeal to me. So where does that leave me?
Exactly.
With regards to watching the rest of these movies? I was fine with this one, luckily.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think that's a choice as well. I mean, they're obviously they're treating all this the same sort of universe as so it's up to you if you want to watch it, if you don't. But I don't see that as a saying like they've got to keep it 2 movies, because
I passionately disagree with that. For the simple fact is, I get the idea that with the movies that you should have seen, that you have to have seen the movies because they're a continuation for it. But I'm going into the movie and I'm paying my money to go and see Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and I'm paying my money to go and see that, and I'm accepting that to get the maximum out of it, I have to have seen probably the majority of the other Marvel movies over a certain amount of time. I shouldn't then also have to subscribe to a TV channel and have to watch
14 different
watch
series.
An entire TV series as well to be able to get some very big plot points from it. That is now a point where I think I'm now looking at it going, so Black Panther, do I have to have watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Is that even the name of that TV series?
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
Yeah, you did well.
So I shouldn't have to have go into that going, right, so there's a point now where I'm getting to the point of where I'm going, do you know what? I'm getting ever closer to the door and going, nah, I'm fucking done. Because it's fucking, where do you draw the line? 3 TV series a fucking year and 3 movies. Can't be bothered.
No.
I could just about be bothered with the movies.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is actually the thing that most pissed me off about the film, other than the fucking Illuminati sequence. But the fact that Sam Raimi apparently hadn't watched WandaVision, was basically kind of told what happened. And I'll be honest, I thought that absolutely came across. This doesn't, on the very base level, yeah, sure, it's the same character.
So hang on a minute.
It didn't feel like...
No, it didn't.
Sam Raimi can direct the movie, and he doesn't have to watch WandaVision, but I have to watch WandaVision to be able to fucking get the full maximum out of the movie. Nah, fuck off,
to be honest, for my money, the misinterpretation of the character does belie the fact. Yeah, he didn't watch WandaVision.
Yeah.
Her absolute obsession with I need to see my kids again. That was not there at the end, and I get that the post credits thing kind of basically says, "Oh, she's going bad," but she's doing that going bad for a reason, and that reason seems to be because she wants to see her kids again. There was none of that at the end of WandaVision. As Beck said, it was basically her accepting that, okay, she's not going to be able to have the things that she wants. If she was going to go down that route, then really it should be, and I want Vision as well. I mean, he got fucked over in that, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Not mentioned at all.
And it didn't feel creatively like the same character. And it's mad because Kevin Feige is obviously incredibly involved in all of these. I mean, it said a Kevin Feige production on this one. I don't remember the others actually saying that.
I did think that was Kevin Feige showing his balls to the audience at the end. I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. But he's not helping Raimi. I mean, Raimi probably could have helped himself out by maybe just taking the time to watch WandaVision if you're fucking directing the film that's basically the follow-up to it. But, yeah, I mean, I've got to agree with Mark, though. The fact... There's one thing for, like, this is Doctor Strange 2. If you haven't seen Doctor Strange and stuff happens in Doctor Strange, which leads into Doctor Strange 2, and you don't understand it, it's probably kind of on you.
Yeah.
But the idea of having to watch... and it, like, 8 45-minute episodes of TV to truly get what is actually happening.
It's when you differentiate. So I do. I mean, I know this podcast is very much don't, but I kind of don't even differentiate film and TV anymore. Like, I just see it as a visual medium, and I watch them both interchangeably. And I'll go through periods where I don't watch many films and I watch loads of TV, and it's something that I'm invested in, although I am getting tired of is Marvel, but it's got to the point where if you want to be in some sort of a discussion with friends or whatever, you're going to have to see them, and that's why you've sat through Falcon and the Winter Soldier and things like that. But yeah, I don't really differentiate film and TV anymore.
There's a difference between enduring a not great Marvel movie and then enduring an entire fucking series just so that you can get some of the bits that are going to happen in the second Black Panther movie.
It's one of those things, though. It's like, it's a weird thing, isn't it? It's like Marvel movies for me, and I know people's rating systems are different, and there are some that are exceptions to the rule, but most Marvel movies are just 3-star, straight down the. You know what I mean? They are just good.
Because my thing about Doctor Strange is I enjoyed the Raimi stuff, and I enjoyed it, but in the same way, and I'm not meaning this to be flippant, but in the same way as I enjoy a Big Mac. Like, I enjoy a Big Mac when I'm eating a Big Mac at the time. But then if you said to me, could you rate your 5 greatest burgers of all time? Not a single one of those is going to be a Big Mac.
You don't think that 3 days later, God, that was
you know, the more I think, if you ask me an hour after I've had the Big Mac, I probably am saying, yeah, I didn't enjoy it as much as if you'd have asked me during the Big Mac what the Big Mac was like. And I'm a little bit like that with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Just after it, if you'd have gone at me, what do you think of that? I go, I enjoyed that. Now I'm like, it's fine. You know, there was bits of it that were a bit shit. The Illuminati bit was a bit shit. You know, I'd like if it had fucking told me it had that weird sauce on it. You know, there's bits like that. Finding that extra gherkin had fallen out and it was in that plastic, that cardboard wrapper thing at the end of it, and going, oh, that's good. I enjoyed that bit. You know.
It's one of those things. It wasn't even experience.
I really want a Big Mac.
It's like we generally go. Me and Lauren generally will go to Newcastle to the Metro Centre to see something in IMAX. Like, for example, if it's shot in IMAX, we did it with Dune. We did it with Shang-Chi. And we couldn't do it for Doctor Strange because the IMAX in the Metro is getting refurbished. And so we sat down and watched it. Doctor Strange at a local cinema, which is just a normal view. And after the film, like, the credits came up, Lauren just turned to me and said, I'm really pleased we did not travel to Newcastle to watch that film. Because it didn't even give you that sort of a satisfaction of, I've actually seen something maybe empty but spectacular, because it wasn't that spectacular.
Yeah, I agree.
As in the set pieces or anything like that. None of them really stood out, and I was like, oh wow, that's a little bit different. Like the original Doctor Strange did have the weird stuff within the mirror dimension and things like that, where this is they just jumped through a star into a different world. No, it was dull.
I enjoyed I think I mostly enjoyed the Raiminess of it. There was a point where I was going, so I'm kind of watching a Sam Raimi slasher kind of stalk and slash movie that is a Doctor Strange movie. And I kind of enjoyed that element of it. But there wasn't kind of enough of that. But then the thing is, very early on, there's a Raimi shot in it where the camera spins as it's zooming in on something. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, this is a fucking Sam Raimi film. I'm alright with it being a Sam Raimi film. And it was like the marvelness of it kind of pulled me out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I enjoyed watching a $200 million Sam Raimi movie. And I had enough fun with it, and it was fun. But then it just started getting a little bit... I was starting to go, well, so what happens going forward with this? You know, where does... I then started fixating on where does this fit in with what's happening next with Marvel? Which you don't need to do. They can exist as a standalone, but we're now programmed, after 28 movies, to wonder how this influences X, Y, and Z. And the problem is, it's now making me go... Whereas before I was going, alright, fuck it, yeah, I want to know what's going to happen there. I'm getting more to the point of going, I don't care what's going to happen there.
It does get to a bit like that. But like I said, go back on the raiminess of it. My favourite part of this movie was just literally one shot. And it was the only one where I actually thought, do you know what, that one is a Sam Raimi shot. It was at the end of the movie when Strange is fixing a watch, and the shot is from like the under the watch's hands.
The watches.
I'm like, that's a Raimi shot. I love it just for that. And do you know what? I want to see a Raimi movie, but what I don't want to see is a Raimi movie directed to a style guide, because it just waters everything down.
But the raiminess of it bled through successfully at times. I thought, like, it is, you know, people were fucking saying like, oh, should it have been a PG-13? Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, just fucking grow up. But it's got enough hints of darkness about it that worked well. And like, again, people on Twitter have been talking about like the montage sequences and like overlaying eyes over images and even like flickering candles and shit like that, you know, like that's just very, very Raimi. And there's a bit where Wanda, like, it's just before she comes out of the mirror thing, and it almost had a sense of kind of like the doors slamming right on Evil Dead, and then like the camera kind of like whiz panning over, and you know.
I think I tapped you on the leg at that bit, didn't I, Alex? It was like, oh, it got my Raimi juices flowing.
It's got that distinctive stuff, but then it seems like people have audiences have kind of reacted against the distinctive stuff and gone like, oh, it's a little bit too horror-y, and you know, like, oh, you know, what's going on with these camera angles and stuff. And it's like, right, okay, brilliant. Well, we're just gonna get really homogenized stuff going forward. I mean, it you know, between Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, and Multiverse of Madness, we've now had a year of films where I like Shang-Chi. I enjoy Shang-Chi. But 3 out of 4 of these of the Marvel Studios films are probably definitely in my bottom 10, probably in my bottom 6 or 7.
Yeah,
and
I'd agree with that.
Multiverse of Madness is right in there.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. It's I didn't get on with Shang-Chi. I enjoyed Eternals more than most, but it would still be in my bottom 10 of the Marvel movies.
Mate, rewatch Eternals. It is fucking watching paint dry.
Do you know what? I think I said at the time, when I rewatch it, I'm either gonna go, yeah, I'm an idiot, or I'm gonna go, no, I'm right on this one.
It's awful, Mark. You're an idiot.
But I think the probable fact is I probably am an idiot.
Yeah.
And I think that we've got a lot of years of proof of me being an idiot.
that is very true.
But it's like 4 is going to be fun because they'll let YTT do whatever the fuck he wants. This is the thing. It's like
comedy apparently as well.
Yeah. So I mean that you know that will be fine. But then the next one I believe is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and
and who fucking
Lord knows how that's going to go.
Yeah. Lord knows what's going to happen. Who else is going to come out to be a bit of a wrong in that movie?
But but I mean, it is like Beck said, it is getting boring, and it's feeling increasingly like obligation, but it's also almost some of the only stuff that we've actually got that's like big. I mean, but thank fuck for Top Gun Maverick, which hopefully we're all going to enjoy. And yes, okay, it's a sequel, but I don't know. At least it looks like it was actually fucking shot in real places.
Very quickly, did you guys get the Top Gun Maverick extended preview before Strange?
No, didn't manage to
see
it.
We did, didn't we?
I think that might have been IMAX only.
And we got the extended, like, it's basically it was a scene from it, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like a 5-minute scene from it. And it looks fucking great, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Very excited.
Yeah, it was basically Maverick giving them a lesson, wasn't it?
Yeah.
On like air combat.
Yeah.
And them trying to shoot him down, and he's got to try and shoot them down instead. And it just seems like an awful lot of fun.
Yep. All right. Let's finish up on Doctor Strange.
Definitely not shit.
Yeah, like just I don't know, mildly, definitely not shit. It's better than Black Widow, and it's better than Eternals, and it's better than the second Thor film.
Yeah,
but I think that might be it for me, to be honest. Fucking.
I did rewatch it.
You're all right,
and it's garbage. Actually, no, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more on the second watch, but it is probably still in my bottom 5.
And Bex and George, where were you at? Sorry.
I mean, it's definitely not shit. It was just disappointing.
Fair play.
Yeah, I can definitely see why as well.
How'd the poll turn out, Mark?
Oh, sorry. Definitely not shit, 63%. Touching Cloth, 25%. Shit, 6%. And Geostorm, 6%.
Have you ever wondered what so-called family films will scar your kids forever? Putting 4 and 5-year-olds in front of this movie, it's like, if they didn't know what death was before this, they're going to know it after it.
They're going to know it after it, and they're going to be freaking terrified.
And they're going to be questioning you.
Yeah.
Or do you have the slight suspicion that your loved one has a cold, dead heart?
Yeah, the Dark Knight has got like all the orphans, and like, oh no, we're going to die. They did not build up those orphans at all. In my head, it was like, kill them.
Then look no further. The His Film Her Movie podcast is the show for you. It's the movie podcast that celebrates the contrasting cinematic tastes of its hosts. So join Jordan and Lauren every week on their unique journey through the land of the silver screen. So if you're looking for a few laughs, some fun film-related chat, then get involved. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey Hannah, I think you really can't beat a good rewatch of a TV show. Would you agree with that, love?
Oh, yes, I would. Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I think during, global pandemics, storms, all of these things, it's quite nice to just sit down and burn through something that you've seen a million times.
Absolutely, nothing like a binge watch.
Star Trek.
Babylon 5.
Because you could sit there for hours looking at serial killer documentaries.
Absolutely. That
Netflix.
doesn't make you a weird person at all.
It doesn't. Yeah, you could watch documentaries that all seem to be about women killing men.
Love you, darling.
You could put off watching Daredevil for the 30th time.
Harry Potter.
But really, you can't beat immersing yourself in the warm jumper of a rewatch of a show or a franchise. A beloved franchise.
Lord of the Rings.
Twin Peaks. From VHS compilations recorded off television with the ad breaks, cut out of course, to DVD box sets of Sex and the City and, I don't know, Smallville.
Farscape.
Quantum Leap. To giving up finding new content on Netflix and just having a comfort trawl through Star Trek The Next Generation or Parks and Recreation. I think that we can all agree.
There's a lot to be said for that.
You can't beat a good rewatch. So, with that in mind, join
Hannah
and Mike from Chinstroker vs. Punter as we burn through some of our favourite franchises and share our immediate reactions to each instalment in both spoiler and non-spoiler sections. To do that, do a search for the Rewatch Project with Hannah and Mike on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whichever your favourite podcast provider may be, or go directly to anchor.fm/rewatch project. We are proud members of the Pod Syndicate family of podcasts.
Cool. Mark, Bex, what have you guys got?
Not actually that much, have we? Or have you? What have you got?
I've got a couple that I watched on my own.
Yeah.
Hang on. Did I do either of those last time?
No.
Okay. So I watched Yeah, there is a few of them. End of Days, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Did you watch that? Because we talked about End of Days for some reason on the last podcast.
No, it's one of those. You think you'd gone to bed because you weren't feeling very well, and I was like, I really like End of Days. End of Days is not good.
No.
Very flat.
It is, yeah.
And he dies in the end.
Fuck.
It's also...
I've seen...
It's also in excess.
Sorry, I was just like I've hovered over that on Disney Plus lately, and I've not quite taken the plunge. Sorry, yeah.
And I'm fairly certain it's in excess of 2 hours long. Yeah, 2 hours 2 minutes.
See, I like a fucking weird Catholic imagery movie as much as the next person. So I thought, do you know what? Yeah, I seem to remember really enjoying this.
There's not that much Catholic imagery in it, though.
No. Yeah, disappointing. But what was not disappointing, but also features the main guy dying at the end, which I thought was weird as a double bill, was Man on Fire.
Yeah. Man on Fire is fucking great.
Man on Fire really is fucking great. It fucking goes hard in that second half as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it starts off and it's a bit like, a little bit slow, and it's like, yeah, alright, he likes the kid, whatever, I don't really fucking care. And then it just gets, like, violent as fuck.
He puts a bomb in a guy's butt.
He does put a bomb in a guy's butt. he blows up said bomb in a guy's butt. He doesn't just use it to threaten him.
What I
Blows him up
love,
butt first.
the reason why Tony Scott is a better director than Ridley Scott
Ridley
is
wouldn't
because
put a bomb up
Ridley
someone's
wouldn't have
ass.
the fucking balls to put a bomb in a guy's butt.
Yeah. No, very, very good. I was watching it like, this is kind of slow. Like, I remember really, really fucking liking this.
Yeah, the first 40 minutes of Man on Fire is it's a slow builder.
Yeah, it is, definitely, yeah. But then he dies in the end.
Spoiler alert.
Well, it's a very old film. There's just no fucking need for that.
Really?
That whiny fucking kid gets to live, and he dies.
Yeah.
I was happy enough when she was dead.
There's a Fanning, wasn't it?
It was Dakota Fanning, yeah.
Yeah, like
Very, very young Dakota Fanning. I watched In the Mouth of Madness.
Yes, you did.
Really fucking enjoyed In the Mouth of Madness. Yeah, it was... It's got real Stephen King-y vibes to it, hasn't it?
Yes.
Like, it's...
Hell yeah.
It's about Stephen King.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, with the whole, like, what's it called? Hobbs End is basically...
Dark Tower.
No, what the fuck is it called? No. Stephen King sets all his books in Maine, but in a... Yeah, Castle Rock, yeah. So it's... Hobbs End is Castle Rock, and Sutter Kane is Stephen King, but he's a bad guy. But anyway, yeah, it's really good. And then the bit at the end where he's at the theatre and he realises that he is just a character in this story and he's not actually real. It's just so fucking mind bending. So yeah, enjoyed it. Thanks, Ian.
I am very, very very happy to hear all of this, Bex. Nice one.
That's going to become a heavy rotation one for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because when you click with a carpenter, it's sex, doesn't it?
Definitely, we may get a poster.
Yeah, I was thinking when you were enjoying it, I thought, yep, there's a poster arriving at some point soon.
Maybe there. Okay, I also watched Scanners because
Nice.
I know that I'm more hard in for a full Cronenberg rewatch than everyone else, so I thought I'd get a head start. Scanners is fucking great. We might get a poster of that as well, the actual head explosion thing. That'd be good. Just freak everyone out when they come round. But yeah, just a really like intriguing concept as well. Like the people with powers living in society and trying to what's the word? Where you blend in. Assimilate.
Blend in,
yeah. And then people that are just absolutely fucking not trying to blend in and they try to take over the world and like how that looks when they clash, I guess. And what's his name's great. I can never remember his name. The main bad guy in it.
McLean-side?
That's the one. I always forget his name because it sounds like a fake name. It's like Rupert Grint for you, innit?
Yeah. The day when I found out that Rupert Grint wasn't a character from Harry Potter and he was the actual actor, what is it? Fucking still wrecks my head.
Yeah. And I don't think Scanners is actually as grim as it's a Cronenberg, so there's grimness there, but it's not. You wouldn't go. It's an overall grim.
It's not
film.
Videodrome.
I'm really, really fucking excited for Videodrome, and I know you'll watch that with me because it's got Debbie Harry in it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But one that you said that you didn't want to watch with me was The Fly, which is fucking grim.
Yeah, I can't cope with how icky the fly is.
So icky.
Yeah.
Like, on one of the ickiest bits isn't even fly related. It's the bit where he, like, obliterates the monkey when he's doing his first testing. Like, I was thinking when I was watching it today, right, why does he go from, oh, I'm going to teleport Gina Davis's stocking, to, let's do a monkey? Where did plants fall on that? Like, why didn't he go, right, living things, I'll try a plant?
Yeah, but I get the feeling that if after it you just went, listen, why don't you just go for a plant? He'd go, shit, I should have a plant, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Could have saved myself all of that.
Yeah.
All that bin of fly.
That fucking twitching, turned inside out baboon corpse will haunt me. Didn't enjoy that.
Weird thing at home.
But just sat there. Yeah, I'd look after it. But yeah, the fly stuff, the makeup and everything is just so well done, and Gina Davis is great in it as well as a main supporting character.
I just remembered something that I wanted to say about Doctor Strange.
It's too late now.
I know.
Ship sailed.
I might sneak it into what I've been watching.
But it's such a heartbreaking film as well. Like, it's so sad. And the thing is, you're watching it, and if you've seen it before and you know what's going to happen, that bit where he's about to teleport himself and that flies on the fucking, like, side window bit, and you're just like, no, and it's like from then on, I think it's actually a better rewatch than first watch, because you've got that tension from that point. And Jeff Goldblum's really just handsome and charismatic in it until he's a fly. Until he's Brundlefly. Not so much though.
Yeah, Brundlefly's not a sexy man.
No.
Fly man. Maybe he's a sexy fly.
Maybe he is a sexy fly.
Yeah.
Like, maybe to the flies.
Yeah, the flies going, ooh. He's their Jeff Goldblum.
I'm going to land and vomit on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Pre that. Even when he's got the gross hairs coming out, he's about like pre-full Brundlefly. Still quite hot. You're just looking at it, it's like, some bristly hairs coming out of there, but I still would.
Fair enough.
So yeah. And that's me.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, Cronenberg's in full flow. Very excited. I had a look for the original Crimes of the Future and what was the other one that he did? The first one that he did. It's called Session or something daft like that, isn't it? And I looked on Just Watch and it was like, oh, it's on Arrow. I was like, fucking hell. Contacted Mark while he was at work, made him reset the password because neither of us knew what it was, so that I could go on the Arrow app and watch him. Not on there. It's all just a fucking lie. Really angry about that.
Is that why you cancelled Arrow?
You can get...
So I promptly cancelled
You can get it on Blu-ray through Arrow, but yeah.
That's not the same. It said it was on there for streaming. So fuck the Arrow app. That's gone.
Fair enough.
Have you not watched anything on your own?
No.
Weak.
Yeah,
At least
it's
it's not. At least you've not watched stuff that's shit. So that's progress at least.
I didn't quite finish Blended, the Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore movie.
Jesus.
I had 10 minutes left of that, so I can't count it.
No, you can't. No.
All right, so just for quickly then, the Doctor Strange thing, explaining the multiverse thing that's where our dreams are, their versions of the multiverse.
Yeah.
That seems like a bad idea.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I was commenting at Bex and saying, so that means somewhere in the multiverse, our cat has a pet duck called Glenn Part 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of fucks over the MCU from ever having a dream sequence.
Yeah. Yeah. And there have been a couple of dream sequences, I'm fairly certain.
No. They're
Probably have.
Multiverses.
The multiverses now.
Mm-hmm. Now they're just multiverses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we do what?
Is it my... I think...
Do you want us to do what we watched together? We got a couple out next.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was sorry. I thought you guys hadn't done what you watched together, but then there was a bit of a pause, and I was like, "Hang on a second, did I just misinterpret it?" Yes, please do.
So we watched The Running Man, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Because it's fucking great. Is The Running Man?
It is.
We've spoken about it quite a lot. We watch it fairly every
semi-regular.
Every 14 months.
It should be more often than that. It used to be more often than that. It used to be like every 3 months we'd watch The Running Man.
It's a fucking great movie.
It is.
We also rewatched Volcano, didn't we?
We did.
Because we decided, like George, that we needed some Hesh in our life, didn't we?
Hesh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's actually quite likeable in this.
Anne Hesh had a period where she was adorable for like a time, but also being quite spunky at the same time.
Yeah.
And then she met Ellen and went mad.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
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 Ellen and her weird face have moved on to Portia de Rossi now, don't they?
Yeah. Volcano is actually quite a fun movie, though.
Yeah, do you know what? When you suggested it, I was a bit like, Mark with another one of his weird fucking old action movies. Here we fucking go. But it was really good.
Tommy Lee Jones being grumpy.
Yeah, well, I think that's why I was a bit against it. I'm not a big fan of Tommy Lee Jones.
I like Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah, I like Tommy Lee Jones. I like how grumpy he is. But he's really grumpy in this. But you can also see why Anne Hesh is kind of attracted to him.
No.
Yeah, you kind of can. You Googled Tommy Lee Jones, young Tommy Lee Jones, he was a fucking good-looking man.
He's not young in this, though, is he?
He's not old in this.
Isn't he?
He's not that old.
I feel like Tommy Lee Jones has just always been old.
Yeah. But yeah, I had a good time. Like George, you were saying earlier about this kind of era movies. I think it might even be like the same year as 6 Days, 7 Nights.
It's got a bit of a Josh Hartnett quality.
But yeah, it's that kind of era of. Do you know what? Yeah, it's not a 4 or a 5 star movie. It's a 3.5 star movie, but it's a really enjoyable 3.5 star movie. It is. It's called Volcano. It's about a volcano. And that's it. You know, it's not trying to do. It's not Dante's Peak in this shit. It's just going. It's a volcano and Tommy Lee Jones. Have at it. And it has one of the grimmest and most like. That's just sad deaths in it.
Which one?
The John Carroll Lynch death in it.
Oh yeah.
Where he literally melts saving somebody.
Yeah. I thought you were referring to when her little friend dies, but I was like, that's not sad.
No,
That was her own fault.
That was her own fault. Who goes, oh, there's a big crack here, I'll straddle it. Yeah, you deserve to fucking die. That's why you should always stay in the lab.
Okay, so just going to break into the show at this point. So Jord realised that his recording had stopped maybe about 20-25 minutes before this point. I've tried to edit around it, but if we were kind of referencing things that I don't remember anybody saying that, it's probably something George said that wasn't picked up. So there's that. So George did have some what we watched, including Breakdown, which is a great film. But unfortunately, that wasn't salvageable. So we're picking up here from where George said, "Oh shit, hang on, there's a problem," and then we'll keep on keeping on. Doesn't happen again. Right, here we go. Okay, so I don't know where we just ended off. So
we were about to go into our final film of what we've been watching, which is Lord of War. Yeah, Lord of War's fucking great. I don't know why more people don't go on about it.
It is weird, isn't it? It is a very good film.
It's brilliant. It's Cage being very cagey,
but also low-key.
But also not like fucking what's his name, Ghost Rider cagey. And it's a ridiculously entertaining film.
Yeah.
That's actually quite good as well.
Well, that's it. It's serious enough in its message that it's like a worthy watch, but it's also really entertaining fluff at the same time.
Yeah, it manages to basically tell you like how ridiculous this is without it ever being like satire preaching or anything like that. It's pointing out.
It's just holding a mirror up to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than commenting on it, I suppose. You comment on it, then it becomes satire or preachy. But it's just, this is what it is.
This is what it is. Yeah. Look at it. Isn't this ridiculous?
Yeah.
But without ever feeling like it's not eat your vegetables.
A lot of money to be made in arms dealing.
A lot of money to be made in arms dealing, yes.
I might go into it. That could be my working from home job, guys.
That could work.
Yeah, so that was it. That was what I've been watching. What have you been watching, Ian?
So yeah, I've got a few things this week. So I watched the first of I don't actually know how to pronounce his name. Joachim Trier's Oslo trilogy. This is first film, Reprise, which is on Mubi along with the other two. So The Worst Person in the World just came on Mubi this last Friday in the UK, which is kind of, I don't know why I was like, oh shit, the Oslo trilogy. I've not actually watched the other two. And they're just thematically linked. They're like different characters and whatnot. So, like I said, this is Trier's first film. Stars Anders Danielson Lee, who's also in The Worst Person in the World, and Oslo August 31st. So it's kind of like the through line. It's basically just a story of this group of friends. One of them has... It maybe tried to kill himself, maybe just like had a breakdown. It's not really ever quite clearly said, but probably tried to kill himself. One of them's just been let out of the psychiatric hospital, and it's about him and one of the other guys are writers, and they're both kind of like trying to get fame, and then they've got these other friends who are, you know, kind of just dickheads, but in that kind of way where it's like, in a gang of friends, you do just have like one or two that kind of are dickheads.
Hello.
You know, there you go. Yeah, and it's basically about them kind of like growing older, but not necessarily growing up, and then how unsatisfying that can make your life. And it's an odd one. It feels like one where if I was in my 20s, I'd probably connect to it an awful lot more. Whereas now I'm glad I'm kind of more mature to not connect with it as much. But Anders Danielson Lee, very good. I enjoyed it. It didn't necessarily have a knockout punch, but I could see why Trier would have got some notice for it as a directorial debut. It very well portrays the whole, these guys who are your buddies and whatnot, but Jesus Christ, can they cause some trouble for you? And there's a fantastic bit as well where one of the characters, he's got this girlfriend who you never actually see like her face, and it's like he said he always promised himself that when he got published he was going to break up with her because like he could potentially get too lazy if he had a girlfriend, and he needs to keep creatively vital. And then they're kind of like the end of that arc is basically just showing that up for the kind of like the fucking dickhead notion that is. And yeah, I enjoyed it. Solid, like 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and yeah, it's a good time. So after that, I was looking for something to watch, and isn't this cinema? Trier's first in his Oslo trilogy, and Joel Schumacher's Phone Booth. What a double bill!
How does that hold up? Phone Booth. I'm very intrigued. This one.
The first 20-30 minutes of Phone Booth is the most... Oh, wow, 24 was popular when they made this film, I think you'll ever see. It's incredible, because like the whole thing is like shot in it's supposed to be basically real time, and there's like the split screens, like 24 split screens, and it is just it is a very, very of its time film.
Very early Matthew Levertique, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like, he captures New York as like the frenzied, like, boiling pot that it is, and it's that is very, very good. I mean, Colin Farrell's fantastic in it, and it's also basically 80 minutes before credits. It really, really flies, and it's got this great, slightly nasty twist to the ending as well, which I enjoyed. It is a very, very solid thriller, which unfortunately George's part of the conversation earlier on didn't get recorded, but George was talking about Breakdown and how, like, they don't make them like that anymore. Phone Booth's like another one of those.
100%.
Yeah. And my last, what we've been watching this week, unfortunately, the film that Mark and George I said I wanted to play a little game about on WhatsApp yesterday, I've not actually finished it yet, so I'll talk about that film next week. But a film I did finish, on the Criterion channel, I watched Police Story 2. So I watched Police Story for the first time, maybe last year or the year before. It was definitely a COVID watch. I really, really enjoyed Police Story, and I just never got round to watching Police Story 2 again. I was, again, like, searching for something to watch, and there it was. What a step down this is. Has anyone else watched Police Story 2?
Yes.
I actually have only seen Police Story 3 Super Cop, which is probably the one you should have watched.
Yeah,
some of the stunts in that is insane, and Michelle Yeoh is adjacent as well.
Yeah, so Police Story had some of the most insane stunts I've ever seen as well, and Police Story 2 has definitely got its moments, but it is a good 2 hours long, and it does not need to be that, and it's actually, for the most part, a very serious story about Chan's character trying to stop a league of bombers who are basically blackmailing this company, and yeah, the thing is, the film starts with some of the best moments from the first film, and then it basically follows with Chan's character getting a dressing down for the amount of damage he caused. And then he's like busted down to like a beat cop kind, like a traffic cop kind of duty. And then it takes this really weird two storyline thing where you got the bombers trying to track down bombers, but then also he and his girlfriend being targeted by the bad guys from the first one. So every now and then you get bad guys from the first one trying to beat him up, and then like there being fight scenes. I mean, there's a great fight scene in a playground, which is incredible. But then the rest of it is like Chan, like, just doing procedural work to track down these bombers. And then at the end, like the last like half hour or so is I won't spoil it, but he tracks them down, and it kind of goes from there. And it was like, this isn't what I came for. I came for the stunts, and you do get some stunts, but the film is also 2 hours long, and there's not 2 hours of stunts. There's some good jokes about police bureaucracy, and like in the first one, there's this great bit where Chan's saying something to his superior, and his superior's superior walks in, and then he says exactly the same thing to him, and then it cuts to a meeting he is having with his superiors, and he says the exact same thing to them, which was great, and it was just like a fun comment on the ridiculousness of the Chinese police force. But yeah, the fun is much too little with Police Story 2. I will watch Police Story 3 Super Cop at some point, but I can't find anywhere to fucking watch it. So that's not on Criterion. So yeah, Police Story 2, bit of a disappointment. Okay. Let's keep this truck rolling. Jesus Christ. Right, strap in. So, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is directed by Daniels and stars Michelle Yeoh, Ki Hugh Kwan, and others. This is the story of a lady who owns a laundrette, played by Michelle Yeoh, who is visited by an alternate universe version of her husband, played by Ki Hee Kwan, who basically explains that she is the only one who can potentially stop the whole multiverse from being destroyed by a mysterious presence. Doesn't exactly have the synopsis of a film which is like the most well-reviewed film on Letterboxd ever, but there you go. Maybe there's more to it than meets the eye. Mark, let's start off with you. What did you make of Everything Everywhere All at Once?
It manages to mix being very kind of engaging, ridiculously entertaining, funny, and then gets you gripped, and then starts having the kind of the heartbeat and the emotional weight of it without you even ever realising that that's what it's doing, until you get to the end where you go, oh, fucking holy shit. When did this go from being zany fucking short round hitting people with a fanny pack to being this?
Yeah, it went from lol, Jamie Lee Curtis's trophies look like butt plugs to mother-daughter relationship fucking repair.
Yeah, and in the middle, someone actually using it as a butt plug.
Yeah.
And it manages to do all of that without ever feeling jarring or all over the place, or like it'll lose part of its audience. It's very nice to watch one of these movies that has been so built up that to be honest, when you sit down and watch it, you go, do you know, am I just a little bit too
hyped for this?
Either hyped or a little bit too old and cynical for these hype movies. And it isn't. It's. I was a little bit worried with it being like 2 and a bit hours long, that it might just feel a little bit. It might drag a little bit.
Don't at all, does it?
And
flies.
it absolutely flies by. I really enjoyed the mixture of language in it. That literally within conversations they can go from speaking Mandarin to speaking English within this conversation.
Yeah, it felt authentic.
It felt really natural to it. For people who do speak mixed languages, for that, it looks great. I find it amusing the fact that you've got a multiverse movie and a multiverse movie released pretty much the same time, and this is the one that actually manages to carry over the idea of a multiverse so much better.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it lets you see the other universes.
But it does it in such a fun way. It's a brilliant piece of really entertaining filmmaking.
Her arc is really well done as well.
Yeah, the fact that she realises she's a bit of an arsehole.
Yeah.
And when he's explaining to her that because she's so bad at everything...
There's so many possibilities.
There's so many possibilities at everything because she is so woefully bad at everything she does.
Yeah.
That it's created an infinite number of good things.
Oh, the bit where she's like, I maybe just shouldn't have married you. That really like hurt my heart when she was talking to her husband about that. Though.
Yeah, she's such a dick to him.
Yeah.
He's lovely.
Sleep even.
He's quite sweet.
Yeah. I need to know what everyone else thinks of it now.
Bex, what do you think?
Yeah.
Because this was your most anticipated movie of the year, you said.
I mean, I think I said Black Phone and this.
Yes, you do.
No, it's just magnificent, isn't it? It's just so artfully handled, the material, that it's just a pleasure to watch. Like, you don't really realise the journey that it's taken you on until you get to the end of it, and you're like, huh, okay, all right, we went to all those places, that's fine. And like I say, her arc from just being an arsehole and thinking that she's the really downtrodden one to then realising that she's contributing to not just her own unhappiness but also the people around her's unhappiness, and like standing up to her dad and befriending Deirdre. Like, it's just all really just well done. Really, really enjoyed it. Didn't realise that Deirdre's surname is Bobadre until I just looked at the IMDb page.
Really? That's very good.
The googly eyes, very much enjoyed that. The Rock universe was fun.
Yeah.
When she's just chasing her daughter.
The Rock universe, them having the conversation in the Rock universe was just great.
Yeah. It manages to be both whimsical and weighty at the same time, which I think is difficult to pull off.
Yeah, that could have been... Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
But it won. It was alright, you've earned this.
Yeah.
And it's really fun.
Yeah. Oh, the Pinata universe. Like, what possible series of events could have led to her being a pinata? Didn't enjoy the hot dog fingers universe.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy the Hot Dog Fingers universe, but that's just, it weirded me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not a fan of the hot dog fingers. Like, just no, I don't like those.
I think it was more the video clip where they're just like biting each other's hot dog fingers and they're like bursting and leaking pussy liquid everywhere.
Do you know what with the hot dog fingers made me think of straight away?
What was that like? What did you just say there?
Well, I realised after I said it that I said pussy liquid, but what I meant was like puss-like liquid, like coming out of like an infection or something. I didn't mean like. All right, shut up. Didn't mean a female's juices.
You know when you have those things that cram into your brain occasionally that come up when something happens. So when the whole hot dog fingers thing. The thing that always comes up in my brain for moments like that are, you know, in the movie Your Highness, when Danny McBride's ward keeps on making faces at him, and he does that weird triangle face thing, and Danny McBride's character has to him go, "No, I hate triangle face. It freaks me out. Don't do it again." That's what I'm like when those fucking fingers, every time they came out. I was like, I'm enjoying it. No! Stop it.
Oh, dearie me. Well, very good. I don't even know what to do now. George, what did you think of it, bud?
I think, well, to be honest, with both Mark and Becky, it's just to the line of Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting, son of a bitch, he stole my line. Because, like, to use a pretty bad metaphor, what Everything Everywhere All at Once is a damn good tightrope walker, because it's one of the best examples of a film having to perform an incredibly difficult balancing act in terms of tone, in terms of story and style, and it's like in quite some time, because it's kooky and weird but not overly so. It's crazy in its execution, but the style isn't too overbearing or distracting, and I love the fact that even in all the craziness, it never really loses its way in the messages that it's trying to get across, and with that central family story that it is its beating heart, and like it made me laugh. It put a huge smile on my face. It brought a tear to my eye, and it just like delivered on all accounts. But one thing that I actually found super interesting and concerning when you think about it was just us getting older. Is like watching a film like this and seeing the influence of the filmmakers of the early 2000s come across, because it's absolutely got Edgar Wright vibes running through this. It's got Michel Gondry vibes. It's got Spike Jonze, and it's nice to see that full circle of this style coming into prominence originally, and then seeing like the influences flourish and grow into something new. But yeah, and it's great to see something that is again orchestrated. It's written and directed for the lead's best qualities, and that is Michelle Yeoh, who gives just an absolutely brilliant performance. But yeah, it is currently my film of the year, and I say I feel happy with that, but also it's just the fact that I believe the hype now. You know what I mean? Because it came with so much hype and so much hyperbole that I was like, okay, I'll go in there and hopefully I enjoy it. But no, like as soon as it started, I was just in, absolutely in.
Yeah, it gets you straight away, doesn't it?
I mean, I think we're 4 for 4, to be honest. It's mad that a film is just hyped as it was. You just watch it, it's like, yeah, fair enough. It doesn't happen very often, you know. It manages to balance those tones so incredibly well. And just the way, I mean, there was a bit of Wong Kar-wai as well, even to it, you know, with the fucking that universe where Hee Kwan looks like a fucking snack, and yeah, it's very, very cine literate, but it's not trying to show how fucking clever am I. It obviously wants to entertain. I mean, my audience were eating it up, which was wonderful. Just the race for the butt plugs and the throwing them or trying to insert them and then take them out and whatnot. It just was, they were loving that. And yeah, I mean, the entire cast is terrific. I thought the sound design was ace as well.
Editing was fantastic as well. You know, the editing for how they meld everything together is fucking brilliant.
Yeah, oh no, exactly, yeah, quite. And it feels like a film that took an awful lot of work by probably not enough people, and it's the converse of Multiverse of Madness, where like that film has got like all the money in the world and like thousands of people are working on it, and they created this thing which just doesn't. I mean, apart from the odd Raimi-isms, doesn't really seem to have too much life about it. Whereas you've got this, and it's like, right, we want you to have a good time. We want you to laugh. We want you to cry. We want you to enjoy the action. We want you to enjoy the randomness of it all. It is like one of the most entertaining arty films I think you'll ever see. And yeah, it very just super, super impressive. I barely have a bad word to say about it, you know.
It's one of those things as well, because again, it's got so many things going for it, because it's like how like anxiety ridden that like first maybe 15 minutes are when they're all just rushing around, and and it's like you've got like different conversations going on top of each other and different like threads going on, and you sort of you can't really breathe. And then when you do get the multiverses coming into it, it is just that bit of levity that it adds to it. It adds that sense of fun, which is just wonderful. But you also it's tackling a lot, because I think I read that this was like they started writing this in 2016, and you can definitely feel that questioning of reality of that. Like I'm sure many like Americans had when like Trumpism was raging, he won presidency and things like that. Of just like this cannot be real. There's got to be different, better places out there, and you get that stress through it all. But it's how they actually compute that and put it on in some entertainment. It's just wonderful.
Okay. Has anyone got anything negative to say about it? Because, yeah.
I'm genuinely trying to think if there's anything at all, and I can't.
Anything I'm negative to say will be really, really nitpicking. I think there's a bit in the middle where it bags a little bit, but it recovers very quickly from it. It pulls back in quite quickly. I think it's maybe there's one scene. I think it's the second office fight. Just goes on a little bit too long for me.
Okay.
But it's nitpicky.
I really nitpicky.
Yeah.
A nitpicky bitch.
I am being nitpicky, but it does go on a little bit too long. I was going, all right, we get it. Can you move on a little bit now?
I didn't feel bad, but yeah, possibly a bit too long. But it didn't feel like I'm fucking bored of this now.
Yeah, I wasn't bored of it. I just wanted it to move on a little bit more.
Yeah.
I was a little bit like, you've done this now. Good, it smells. But yeah, like not enough to remove like even like a quarter of a star.
No.
Yeah, I actually thought Stephanie Hsu was superb in it as well, who played Joy. I just thought like how she portrayed like both sides of the evil character and the daughter is just. I don't have a bad word to say about it. I just cannot wait. I'm thinking because like I went to a 8:45 show and it was pretty much half full. In the Metro Centre, I can see it going wider next week, so hopefully I can get to see it again if it comes to Carlisle.
I think from what I read, the idea was they were going to see how it went this weekend. If it went well, it'll push wider, and I think it's probably done pretty well, to be honest.
Well, the first screening we attempted to go to was sold out, wasn't it?
Yeah, the screening. Yeah, it's yeah. I think it seems like it might have done quite well, and the word of it is. It's branching out beyond the normal people that this kind of stuff reaches.
The thing is that okay, so this is my one negative thing about the film, and it's nothing to do with the film; it's to do with the distribution. Why make it so fucking difficult to go and see? There's been so much buzz about it. They had a fucking unlimited screening of it at Cineworld.
The weird thing was, right? We saw the Everything Everywhere All at Once trailer a few times at Cineworld.
Yeah.
And it's playing very limited at Cineworlds. Yet I have not seen a single Father Stew trailer anywhere other than the YouTubes. And yet Father Stew appears to be playing wide. And I will hazard a guess that I don't think anybody went to see it this weekend.
No, that thing will be gone.
Yeah,
but the thing is, there's not really anything out this coming weekend.
Yeah,
so it does have an opportunity to expand.
That's it. Yeah, it could just be they've gone, let it build, let it buzz, and then let it go.
It just seems like.
Yeah, I mean, like,
they may be betting on the fact that Doctor Strange would do all right in its second week, and to maybe take up some of the audiences and then just say drop it the week after, which fingers crossed to do, because I could see myself going to see this at least a couple more times in cinemas just to try and get the full experience again.
I mean, that's it. For third weekend of Doctor Strange, it will be starting to pump the brakes a bit, So they've got that Top Gun Mavericks out the Wednesday after, so it's got some good solid time to be the alternative to blockbusters for a bit. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Even though it's weird hearing how difficult it's been for people to see it. I'm not fucking like it's odd that it played both Cineworld and Odeon here. Like it just. So when like people were saying, and when you guys were saying it was difficult to watch, I was genuinely surprised by that. But it does seem to be that they're just easily rolling it out. I was a little bit annoyed that they did previews of it in Cineworlds where IMAX was available a couple of weeks back, because like there is an IMAX version of the film, and that doesn't appear to have been playing anywhere because of Doctor Strange. But it's like, if they did an IMAX showing of this at the Odeon, I'd be fucking tempted.
Yeah, if like next week, the week after, there's an IMAX screening in the IMAX in York, I'd be tempted to go to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Very good. Very, very much definitely not shit.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, definitely not shit. Possibly even... Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to go full Fallout on it.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I didn't think you liked it that much.
Yeah, it was really, really fucking good.
Oh, good on you.
Well, sorry, John, I'm guessing you're definitely not shit on it, John.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I have an interesting thing to say about this for our audience poll. Definitely not shit, 80%. Touching cloth, 10%. And shit, 10%. Right? More votes than Doctor Strange.
That's weird, isn't it?
That's interesting. Old news is Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Everything everywhere's the new hotness.
Well, in the Multiverse Wars, it definitely seems to have won. On a critical
Good.
point of view.
Yes.
Twitter questions.
Ooh. Cool. Right. Well, the question that I asked everybody is, what's your favourite martial arts movie?
The Raid.
Okay, there you go.
I'm getting him quick.
That was really quick.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I knew what you asked.
You were fucking ready to pounce there, weren't you?
Been waiting to say that since we started.
Guys, what's yours?
The thing is, I think my first ever martial arts film that I saw was probably Three Ninjas.
Three Ninjas. Fuck, I saw it at cinema.
But no, I mean, my introduction to Jackie Chan was Rumble in the Bronx, which I still love to this day. I think Rumble in the Bronx is great, but I am a big wuxia fan, so I love Hero, House of Flying Daggers, all that sort of stuff, but Hero especially, I really do dig Hero quite a lot.
It's a solid one, that one, actually. Yeah.
I quite enjoy me a bit of Enter the Dragon, to be honest.
You can't really argue with that either, can you?
Bloody good film is Enter the Dragon.
Yeah. The Raid ones are going to be up there for me, because they are fantastic.
As someone who's not particularly big on martial arts movies, I really, really like The Raid.
I'm a throw-in Rapid Fire, the Brandon Lee movie, into that as well. That's a really good film, actually.
I don't know that I've seen that.
Yeah. So I'm going to throw that in there as well. But Enter the Dragon is fucking great. It really is. Game of Death's very good as well.
I quite like to rewatch Enter the Dragon.
Rick Kidd, whilst I love the Raid films, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, etc., nothing tops Enter the Dragon for me. Which is a fair enough comment.
Yep.
And then we did have a couple of questions, I believe. Actually, not a question from Ethan Ambar. He was just
Some feedback.
Just some feedback. and I'm going to read it out. I know it's a little bit, blowing our own trumpet, but fuck it.
Well,
A man, if he's got a trumpet to blow, he's going to blow it.
We read it out when people are mean.
Yeah. Just keep doing what you're doing. Been listening for nearly 10 years. Big fan of this one-sided relationship. Well, thank you very much for all the support for 10 years. Very valued listener.
Aww.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And Rick Kidd says, what franchise would you like to create a multiverse for?
Oh gosh.
80s and 90s horror films.
Nice.
Just fucking like...
50 Shades of Grey. Oh, I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah, I'd watch that.
What, she decides different like clauses in a contract, and it's just like a different 50 Shades of fucked
Just
up.
fucking just loads of different cameos. Just loads of loads of different montages of just different fuckery.
That'll do.
It's basically the Gonzo porn version of 50 Shades.
Nice.
Yeah. It's the deciding what to wank to montage.
Great. Oh dear.
Yeah, just like all like fucking like you have Freddy in there. I'm not talking about the 50 Shades one now. I'm talking about my one. So like Freddy in there, and then fucking Jason Voorhees turns up, and then Ghostface from fucking Scream turns up, and then you've got Freddy trying to fucking kill Sydney and all that shit. It's just a meld of just everything in there.
Just like a lot of crossovers.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a
And
good
Sam
concept.
Raimi can direct it.
Just so that you can do a good multiverse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems like a multiverse that he'd be kind of into.
Yeah.
Well, there was at one point supposed to be a Freddy versus Jason versus Ash movie at one point.
Mm.
And it never because Freddy versus Jason was deemed shit for some reason. It never happened.
It wasn't great. Isn't that the one with the line, one of them died by fire, one of them died by water, how can we use this?
I know, and you're saying
We
it's not
haven't
great.
used that.
Are you saying it's not great? It's a wonderful line delivered by a woman with an exceptional cleavage. What else? What more do you need?
More than that.
I disagree vehemently, and my multiverse will prove it. What's yours? Just cleavages everywhere.
I still quite like your idea from a few weeks back of a John Carpenter multiverse.
It's a pretty good multiverse.
Yeah. Been thinking a lot about it. So I'm going to steal your answer from a few weeks ago.
Fair enough.
I want to say David Lynch.
Oh,
Jesus.
That weird little fucking thing out of a razor head just popping up in Twin Peaks.
fucking hell. I get the feeling that'd be Nadine would be carrying that around.
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
Just shouting at Ed.
Oh no,
You've
or
left
the log.
our baby.
Maybe the log gets replaced by that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nadine's beating up the Elephant Man. I always forget that's a David Lynch movie. That's like the straightest David Lynch movie.
I'll say the straight story is quite straight.
Still quirky though, isn't it? The Elephant Man's like a full-on... Oh, are you just using like word fun?
No, I didn't realise the word fun was there after I said it. I'm not that clever.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I had to ask earlier on Twitter if you accidentally used the pear emoji instead of the apple emoji. I wasn't sure.
Thanks.
It's alright.
That was all the questions we had.
Okay. All right. Interesting end. So, coming up on next week's show, we're going to catch up with Firestarter, but also, I'm going to watch this. Coming to Disney Plus on Friday.
Father Stu!
The Andy Samberg... What? No. The Andy Samberg, John Mulaney, Chippendale Rescue Rangers film.
Looking forward to that.
Yep. 100%. So, that's going to be a interesting mix next week. Thank you very much, George. Do you want to peddle your wares for a second, you slut?
Yeah, I can do. Yeah, his film, her movie, available wherever you get your podcasts. We're coming back soon. We've had a little bit of a break, busy lives, etc. But we will be back with our next season, which will be possible future classics, which are films that we think are going to get the classic status that have been released in the next 10 years. Sorry, in the last 10 years. But, yeah, go listen.
Very nice.
Very good. Right, we need to record the next Verhoeven show, so get the fuck out of here, you.
Bye.
Bye, George.
Oh, no, George's staying.
Oh, is George staying?
George's staying.
Oh, that's exciting. Bye, listeners.
I was talking to the listeners, you see.
That's where I got confused. I thought you were booting him off.
I know. No.
Get the fuck out of here.
Right.